Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys meal prep for Cinnadust Bagels, bacon, scrambled eggs, and then I also did some cuties on the side. So to get these started off, I'm going to be making my bagels with Biz's skinny pizza dough. This is super versatile. You can use it for pizza, bagels, flatbreads, naan, whatever you want. So here I am going to be doubling her recipe. I wanted extra bagels for Eric to have on the side and also for my brother-in-law. So for this, I am going to be measuring out 4 cups of gold medal self-rising flour. And then to that, I'm going to be adding 2 teaspoons of yeast and 1 teaspoon of salt. Then I'll be adding the Greek yogurt and the water. Now that I have my flour all measured out, I'm going to be adding 2 teaspoons of this instant yeast. So what I'm doing is mixing all of my dry ingredients and then I'll be adding the wet ingredients. Then I am going to be adding 1 teaspoon of pink salt. You can use whatever kind of salt you want. This is just what I have on hand, so I'm adding that to my dry mixture. I'm going to be shutting the lid abrasively and then giving this a mix until all of my dry ingredients are nice and incorporated. Once my dry ingredients are all nice and incorporated, I'm going to be adding in 1 cup of Faye 0%. This is just plain non-fat Greek yogurt. I'm going to be adding in that entire cup. And then I ended up doing about like a cup and a half-ish of water. It changes every time. So for this, I would start out with a cup and then add more as needed. I've made this quite a few times now, so I can just tell the consistency it's supposed to be. So just keep an eye out for it. I will list Biz's original recipe for this down below in the description box, which you guys can totally check out. And I'm getting all that Greek yogurt in there. So I have my mixer set on my speed level 2, and I'm going to start adding my water. I add it just a little bit at a time. You guys don't need a mixer for this though. I used to make this by hand all of the time, and now that I have a KitchenAid mixer, I just prefer to use this with my dough hook. So I'm going to start adding my water until I see the right consistency. It will still be a little sticky, but I'll show you guys my trick. So I'm going to fast forward this part and show you guys what it looks like at the end. My dough is going to be transferred into a glass bowl. I'm going to be placing some plastic wrap on the top of this and setting it in my microwave, letting this rise for about 12 hours. You want the yeast to really do its thing. She does say though a minimum of 30 minutes. I would definitely recommend doing this the night before if you can, kind of like I did here, hence the lighting. And I'm in my PJs because I almost forgot to do this. A minimum of 30 minutes would do, but I would definitely do the 12 hours up to 48 hours before you actually do this. So if you're planning on doing meal prep Sunday, I would recommend maybe doing this on Friday or Friday night. So here's my little trick for you guys with 2-ingredient dough or Biz's dough. If you guys have ever worked with even just 2-ingredient dough, you know it's really sticky. So I like to put a pair of gloves on, then spray them with a little bit of cooking spray, and then kind of rub it around as if you were like washing your hands. That way it doesn't stick to you. So I'm going to be weighing out 3 ounces of this dough. It is 4 points on green. If you are on blue or purple, it is only 1 point per ounce. So I wanted a pretty good sized bagel and these were perfect. So all I am going to be doing is rolling these out kind of like a snake, clipping the ends together and then kind of just forming it into that bagel shape that I want. And I'll eventually take the bagels off of my sheet pan because I forgot to put a piece of parchment paper on. So make sure you do that and or spray your pan. So I have my oven preheating to 375 degrees. In the meantime, my bagels are almost done. I am just going to be giving these a light brushing of egg wash. In here I have a 1/4 cup of egg beaters for 0 points. That way I don't have to count for this. You can just spray these with some nonstick cooking spray. Use egg whites and or water even if you want. So I'm going to be giving these a light coating. You don't want any scrambled eggs at the bottom of this. And then I'm going to be sprinkling on my Cinnadust, which I will show you guys what that looks like. So here is my start ingredient for these bagels. I am using Cinnamon Toast Crunch Cinnadust. I got this at Sam's Club. I made a trip there just for this. I saw it on Instagram somewhere. If you don't have a Sam's Club or a Sam's Club membership, I'm sure you could totally find this online. So I am using a 1/2 teaspoon measuring little spoon, and I will be dividing that 1/2 teaspoon into 2. So each of these will have a 1/4 teaspoon of the Cinnadust for 0 smart points. If you end up doing the full 1/2 teaspoon, it does count for 1 point. I didn't want to have to count for this though. So I'm going to be giving these each a nice sprinkle, and then these will be going in the oven at 375 degrees for about 17 to 20 minutes. I didn't end up using all of my dough, but I did that on purpose. I made 5 bagels for myself, 4 for Eric just to have for the week. I'm going to be wrapping this up back in the plastic wrap, placing it in the fridge just so we can have pizza for another dinner night this week, and my dough is all ready to go. So while my bagels are in the oven, I'm going to get started on my egg scramble. So here I already measured out 31 grams of Great Values fully cooked bacon. If this is your guys' first time on my channel, you will learn I don't like cooking bacon, so this is something I love. You can have 2 slices for 1 smart point. I weighed it out because I started chopping it and I was like, oh shoot. So 31 grams, and then I will be adding my egg beaters and egg whites. So I'm going to get this bacon nice and crispy. Now that my bacon is all good to go, I am adding quite a bit of liquid eggs here. So in my bowl and adding it to the bacon, I have 1.5 cups of egg beaters made from fresh farm eggs. That is only 2 points actually. And then I'm also doing 1 cup of Members Mark 100% liquid egg whites. So I'm going to keep stirring this with a spatula until they are all good to go. And then I also ended up adding a few tablespoons of water. That always helps to get your eggs nice and fluffy. And then I have a few seasonings I will be using to season up my eggs. I'm using Trader Joe's onion salt, I'm going to be adding some pepper, some garlic powder, and some onion powder, keeping this nice and simple. So I have everything cooked and ready to go. Now it's just really assembly time. For my Cinnadust bagels, I am using Trader Joe's pumpkin cream cheese. This I look forward to every year from them. I don't want to spend 3 points on 2 tablespoons, so here I am measuring out 21 grams, and that will only be 2 smart points. The eggs have been cooling for just a few minutes, so now I'm going to be putting them into the meal prep containers. This made 5 servings of 2/3 of a cup per serving, and that came out to 2 points on WW green. So with a bread knife, I am just going to be splitting each bagel in half and placing them next to the cream cheese. And I just cut it ahead of time because I grab and go. I've been microwaving these throughout the week, and these are really good just in the microwave. You don't even need a toaster. So I'll just take the pumpkin cream cheese out and the cuties, which I'll show you guys. And I just microwave the bagel and scrambled eggs for about a minute. And this is such an easy, delicious breakfast. I've been looking forward to this every single morning. So to the tops of my eggs, I'm going to be adding Trader Joe's salsa verde. I love salsa on my eggs. This is totally optional. So I'm just adding a tablespoon. That won't count for any points. And then I'm also going to be sprinkling on a few scallions. Last but not least, I am going to be peeling up some cuties. Each meal prep container will have 2 cuties. I got a lot of questions on my comments and DMs about why I peeled these ahead of time and then put it in a baggie and then on the side. I just wanted to take a quick second to explain to you guys. I thought it would be really weird to have like eggs, bacon, a sugary like cinnamon bagel on the side, and citrus. Just all those smells weren't something I wanted to smell, I guess. You could totally just leave the skin on and put it on the side, or just leave them by themselves and grab and go in the mornings. But I am more likely to eat something if it's already done. That's why I'll peel an apple ahead of time. And for instance, like this, I will just peel my cutie. So I just wanted to explain that to you guys. And that is it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. This was such a delicious breakfast. Oh my gosh, you could even have this for lunch or dinner, breakfast. Any time of the day is a good time. So this is an 8-point meal prep. I will list everything down below in the description box. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.